bet you thought I flaked out because like I didn't have an episode last week, but I didn't flake out again. Not yet. Not yet. Anyway, we're still non-flaking around here. Um, this is I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a day. I'm here. We made it. Nick made it. This was kind of a little unexpected. I mean, it was expected but not unexpected because I'm actually trying to do two this week. Not that you're going to see two, but it doesn't even matter. It's all irrelevant. But anyway, um, my friend John has been on here like 64 times. He got me in touch with Joel from Hemmed Up out in San Francisco area, California, somewhere. We'll find out. Yeah, I'll ask him. But we're gonna talk to him. So, Nick, bring him on in. Hey, dude.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
Oh, just walked in the door from work.
So,
How about
where are you
yourself?
at in California?
The North Bay. So I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, but we're North Bay. We're one of the 7 counties around here.
Okay, so the San Francisco area was right.
Yes,
Okay, good deal. Good deal. I saw you guys. I gotta say, you guys opened up for Get Dead a little while ago,
we did.
dude. They're one of my favorites.
Such a great bunch of guys. I mean, honestly, they all live locally too. So um, we kind of met through mutual friends a while back, and they're good friends.
Yeah, yeah. I met Sam out at a show one time, man. He's like I said, super cool dude. And like they're so fucking good live too.
He's so down to earth, man. It's like so personable. It's not even funny.
Yeah, yeah, man. He's like, I don't know. He was taking pictures with everybody. He was cool with it and everything. It was just rad. But tell me a little bit about your band.
Well, hemmed up. We've been band less than a year, actually. Um, Drummer and bass player are Danny Tuggle and Rod Rodriguez, and they're actually from United Defiance, which is another Bay Area band. They do a lot of stuff too. They just opened for like Authority Zero or something on New Year's. But yeah, no, super super talented musicians. Like I couldn't say enough about. I would honestly put my money on Rod against any other bassist in punk rock.
No
And
shit.
Danny is a phenomenal musician of many instruments. He's a concert pianist. I mean, he's insanely talented, both of them, and it makes for some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, dude, I have to check that out. If you, I play bass too, so that's always got me.
Right
Joe
on. Yeah,
Raper
no,
yeah, Joe Raperso from RKL is like my favorite band of all time. So like that shit's just I don't know. I love that stuff, man.
yeah, no. See, that's the thing is that I've always found myself leaning more towards the technical side of punk rock, just because I get bored with the like 3 chord
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, same here, man. Like I like it. I can't play it all, but like I like it way more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So, what do you play guitar then? I obviously think by all of them in the background.
Yeah, I play guitar and I try to sing.
Oh, you sing too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did that one time. Like I said, I play bass. Like, dude, playing and singing at the same time, like it's a fucking it's a monster in itself.
It is. I've actually got a couple of uprights. And that's really another interesting one to play and sing at the same time.
Really, dude, I played an upright one time and like it was it's way different. But it was one of those ones. I don't know if you've seen them. It's just the neck with like a tripod.
Right, right.
It was the full body. I mean, it was cool, but like I'd rather if I bought one, I'd definitely rather have the full body.
Yeah, I've got several around here, and I'm like, dude, they're so big. They take up a lot of space, and then they get knocked over by the dogs.
What do
But
you
they're
collect
fun.
guitars or what?
I've downsized quite a bit actually, but yeah, I've got a lot of different instruments. This is the studio, the home studio part of it at least. It kind of wraps around, and there's all kinds of fun stuff in it. But
Oh shit, man, that's awesome.
this is actually, like I said, downsized. But yeah, we this is where we practice. This is where a lot of the recording for what's to come is being done, and
So
that's
the Bridge City thing I saw, like, do you have to get in? Like, is there a certain like to get in on it? Because I've seen a lot of like big bands do that before.
yeah. I think actually Bridge City's more a catalyst for people's music careers than it is like an achievement. Because they take anybody who wants to come record there, which is awesome. And Nick's a great dude. He actually came through here with his band Night Court, which is a phenomenal band. They were playing in the Sac area, and they were looking for somewhere to crash. And I was like, hey, come on through. And the whole band came over, and they were super cool dudes, and they were thrilled about the shower and the bacon in the morning. And we had a great time, and then I just went out there to Portland to help him build a wall in the new studio. And he was like, "Well, while you're here, why don't you just do a couple of songs acoustic or something?" So those just dropped the other day actually on Bridge City Sessions YouTube.
Yeah, that's badass, man. Like I said, I caught my eye 'cause like I said, you were wearing a shirt I printed. I'm like, "That's so cool, a fucking shirt made it to the West Coast that I printed." I just fucking I do it out of my
Yeah,
kitchen, so
definitely.
I think it's rad. I think I talked to you a little bit though before, didn't I? Was that you I
Yeah,
was talking to? Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you do. That's right. We were talking about potentially doing something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, I
We
didn't
should
even
talk more
realize
about
that.
that in a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't even put that together. So,
I
were
know,
you
right?
guys yeah, were you in many, what bands were you in before? Like, you said it's only been a year for this band?
Yeah,
So, were you in others before?
I've been in several other over the years because I've been playing since I was like 6, and my dad brought home a guitar, and I didn't put it down, so I knew how to play it. And that was 31 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, and now I've got my son just turned 19, and he won't put his guitar down either. So cool,
Yeah,
super
no,
good.
that's awesome. Yeah, like, the dude, nobody in my family whatsoever. My grandmother, she played an acoustic guitar a little bit, but nobody else liked the instruments whatsoever. Like, I'm an oddball.
That's rad that your grandma played.
Oh,
Out of
yeah.
everybody, it could have been like not the cool uncle or dad or whatever. No, it was grandma. That's fucking rad.
Listen, I used to go on the back porch, and she had, like, a bunch of brothers and stuff, but they would be back there, one would be on the banjo, one would be on acoustic guitar, one would be on an upright bass, and dude, and they fucking jammed, it was so cool.
So into that. I was in a
Oh, we lost him. Hang on. There he is.
device decided to turn itself off.
No, that's cool, I was just looking now to, like, message you, just tell you to click the link to come back in, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. I was totally unprepared because actually, like I said, I just got in from work. Walked in the door like 3:59 Pacific time, so that was what 6:59.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, no time. Phone.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about yesterday, man. It just, like, didn't pan out. Like, I got a producer guy too, like, so there's gonna be 2 it's just I apologize.
Oh no, it's all good, man. I totally know about scheduling stuff because like having a band that's made up of two guys that are in a different band together, it
Oh,
really it makes for some hard scheduling stuff. So
yeah. Well, you said you're a parent too, and that in itself can be, like
yeah, my kid's 19 now though, so he's not around all that often. So um, that's kind of why I was like, fuck it, I'm going back to what I took a break from for so many years while I raised you. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I feel like everybody our age has kinda, like, come back to it, like, for the most part, you know what I mean?
fuck yeah, because the kids aren't doing it. Somebody's got to, right?
I know, and I don't know, was it the lack of, like, did they not have, like, all age shows, like, growing up? Is that what it is? Like, I'm not
Yeah, I think I don't know.
yeah,
It's the music, television, social media. All these
video
people get
game
famous for crap.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like, I just remember, I was, like, 14, we had a place called the Crowbar in State College, like, where, Penn State is,
Right.
and, like, I was over there, there was one point in time, I was 10th grade, I was over there every single night of the week because like, Tiger Army was there, like, there's just fucking all kinds of shit, you know? Like,
Yeah, they've been around here quite a few times recently, I think.
it seems like
Uh,
they've been torn a lot again themselves.
yeah, yeah.
Have you
Um,
ever seen them?
I have not had the opportunity to see them. I actually was planning on it. I think they were here with like the Rev, maybe it was, or I don't remember who it was, but I couldn't make it that night because whatever came up,
Yeah. I
or I
saw
just
them
didn't. Yeah, I don't
it was with the Necromantics, but if they did the Battle
know.
of the
Okay,
Stand-Up Bassist, dude, it was so fucking awesome.
right. He plays that like coffin bass, right?
Yeah, and he can, like, stand on it and shit, dude, so I don't know what that body's made out of it. He, like, jumps on it and fucking does all kinds of shit. I'm like, "Wow."
Well, that's the thing is that the arch is like one of the strongest shapes, right? Because
Okay.
the the way that physics, I mean, dictates it, but the way that the pressure from the atmosphere around it and gravity affects something that's in a 360-degree or as close to it, the closer to it you get, the stronger you get, right?
Yeah.
But like just the force from all around on something that's got a concave to it is what's like a skateboard. You stand on a skateboard, it's not flat because if it was, it'd snap right in half. That
Yeah.
concave has the structure. So I feel like that's just one of those things. It's it's built like a guitar basically, or like any other stringed instrument, but those arches and the series of them and the orientation they're in just makes them fucking tanks.
Yeah,
You can
dude, I
stand
never
on
thought
them.
about it that way. That's bad. I never thought about it that way. That's cool. But that makes complete sense once you said it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I did a lot of work on guitars. I built a few. I built my banjo, one of my banjos. Um, I just like learning stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the whole screen printing thing, dude. I was a chef for 22 years or something, and then, like, pandemic, some other shit happened, and I was just I don't know. The restaurant field is not the greatest place to be in right now. Just people are
Right.
just yeah, so I don't know. I just started doing that, man, and it just I don't know. I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start coding screens and stuff like that because 'cause I'll get an idea, you know? It's just I don't know. It's fun,
That's
though.
cool. That's actually I started doing art merch. I was like, well, shit, might as well. Like I like to learn shit, and I can get a bunch of blank shirts for cheap. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah,
So
do you screen them?
yeah, I do. I do the old school. I got like a four-color wheel that I bought for hella cheap, and
Nice,
do it old
man.
school. Yeah,
Yeah,
emulsion,
that's
burning screens the old school way with the sun.
oh, you burn it with the sun? I bought an exposure unit for, like, $300, but
Been so trying hard not to do it because I'm not like I have no business being in the printing business, but
yeah, well, I mean,
it's
I don't either, but
hey, well, I mean, I work construction, so that's what I do for a living,
okay.
and then I do music for pleasure. Uh, but around here, I make fucking really decent money. It's not enough to live on, but it's more than most people make,
Yeah.
and it's like fucking what's it worth if you can't pay your bills? Anyway, um, I have no time for any of that shit, but I'm okay. Well, I can sacrifice one more hour of sleep if I can do one more thing that I'm interested in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can only sacrifice so much sleep before it's detrimental to everything.
I kind of like that. Day three or whatever, when you start seeing shadow people. And
Dude, I used to be like, there's like a marching band going up my hallway, but I'm the only fucking person here.
it happens. And you know what? It might have been. Like, we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no proof, that's for sure. Uh,
I mean, yeah.
so, how did you I gotta ask, like, when you exposing that shit in the sun, how like, did you just guess on timing for that, or
So I kind of watched it, like holding it against my chest, because you don't want the other side of the screen catching the daylight.
okay.
So just the side you're exposing, right, with your blacked out image on it or whatever. And as long as you're holding it so that no light's touching the other side, and based on how hot it is that day, uh, overcast, whatever the deal is, it kind of, there's like a formula. So
Yeah, that's dude, that's awesome.
yeah, it's fun. Like it's fun, and except cleaning up the screens and shit afterwards.
Oh. And then, like, I get fucking ink everywhere all the time, man, like, I'll touch one thing and, like, I'll look down and it's just fucking everywhere.
Right, and then it ends up on a place that you're not supposed to be putting it on, an item that you just spent all that time making.
Yeah. Now do you get other bands and shit hitting you up to do it?
No, I don't do it for anybody else. I don't claim to be professional at it. They probably look like shit according to any actual screen printer, but it's cheap. And then I can afford to sell shirts at a show for $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to make a ton of money on it. I've got a day job. I'm just trying to get people our shit so that more people can listen and we can all have a great time.
Yeah, and I keep the rule, like, if you're getting basically one color, black and white, just one
Yeah.
side print, like, I try to keep it under $10, that way bands can charge 15 at least and everybody's making money, you know what I mean? Like, I just go that way with it.
Well, no, I'm charging. It shows. Like if you were to buy one of our shirts at a show, it's $10 tops.
That's what I'm saying, like, I can't do that, so, like, I try to go with the 15
Oh
number, so
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
making money at least, but, like, 15 is still not bad, especially in
So is
today's
that your
world.
main gig or what?
What's that?
Is that your main gig? Is that like how you pay your bills?
Yeah, that and, like, I work at a restaurant, like, 20 hours a week, but it closes during the winter, so, like, I'm just laid off right now.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean,
Yeah. It gave me I don't know, it was cool it's cool 'cause the unemployment money's not all that great, but, like, it's given me a lot of time to invest in other stuff I wanna do, so and, like, I don't know, life's all to me about time anyway, you know what I mean? Like,
and we've only got a finite amount of it.
that's what I mean, you might as well be enjoying what you're doing instead of just, I don't know, working for some I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, why sleep when you've only got like this many hours to live, and it's undetermined. Like every time you're asleep, you're wasting time. You could be doing something cool, or
Yeah, and I look back, like, in my 20s, I used to just I'd be drunk and then, like, lay in bed all fucking day the next day and stuff, and I'm like, "What a fucking waste, man." Like, "What were you doing?" You know?
Right? There's people out there fucking grinding, and I don't know. I work way too much, and if I'm not working, then I'm writing or playing or doing something else that is priority. I don't know. It's hard, man.
Do you write all
Hard
the
to find
music for your band?
time. I write, you know, a set of lyrics and a riff or whatever, and kind of a structure, and then we build off of that. It's
Oh,
not like I know some guys are like, "No, you need to play this, drummer boy," and it's not like that. I totally want as much, you know, creative
input.
co-op as possible, right? I mean, that's the idea, collaboration.
Yeah, that's I don't know, I always say, like, if you're putting 3 dudes that, can maybe make music together and actually stand each other, like, they're gonna have their own sound coming out if you let everybody contribute to the you know what I mean?
For sure. And some people just don't, you know, they don't get it. You know, it's a bummer.
Yeah,
Like if I'm being a dick, I'm like, please tell me if I start sounding like a fucking Nazi. Like, just tell me to shut the fuck up and I'll get it. Cause that's nobody wants to be told what to play. You know what I mean?
no, no, I don't know, I was on another podcast, they actually had me on there, and we were talking about it, like, I was in a country band at one point in time, just because
Me
I wanted to
too.
play really bad.
Right.
But I didn't like it because it was, like, modern pop country, you know what I mean? So it became more of I don't know, I was just saying, like, how playing what you want's a lot of fun and stuff like that, but, like, when you're doing something like that, it's almost like a job.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's the thing is that we try to keep it, well, I try to keep it, I guess, as far from that as possible. Cause the minute I start feeling like it's something I'm being told to do, then, that's when
Yeah.
I start rejecting it. That's
Same here, man, like, even with the show, everything, like, as soon as I feel like if somebody be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pay you this much to do it," I don't even wanna do it anymore, like,
for sure.
'cause
Yeah, no,
it's forced yeah.
don't take the pleasure from it. I mean, it's like sex, it's like you pay a working girl and it doesn't feel the same as if you earned it. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure. You guys got gigs coming up soon?
We do. We're playing Bottom of the Hill in SF, which is a pretty well known, punk.
Is the Pound still out there?
You know what? I totally forgot about that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know the Gilman's still doing stuff.
Okay.
Three Disciples in Santa Rosa is doing a lot. Shady Oak Barrel Company in Santa Rosa is doing a lot. Um, as far as the city goes, it's kind of hit or miss. I know the Ivy in where's that? In the East Bay,
Mhm.
they're doing a lot of punk shows. It's just kind of hit or miss around here. It's this the Bay Area doesn't feel like it used to, especially with the closing of like Slims. Slims is where like No Effects recorded their, they've gotten worse live album.
Okay.
So that's a place I saw a number of amazing bands, and it's sad it closed down because of the pandemic.
Oh, man. No, that's
Yeah,
that was a bad time. I,
yeah. I mean, I
I
don't know.
worked
I stayed working, but
yeah, I didn't, but, like, that's when like, changed jobs and everything, so it worked out. Plus, like, the unemployment money was ridiculous there for a hot minute, so I didn't mind.
right.
I work for Malt Soda on their, like, Malt Soda Records. I'm their merchandise manager, I guess, but they had the Malt Soda bashes out there the last 2 years when RKL played them and whatever. It was RKL's last show, actually, but they had them at the Pound, that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, no, the Pound is responsible for a lot of shows over the years. It just I haven't heard about it. I think it might have closed a while ago,
Okay.
actually. But yeah, no, I just haven't even heard anybody mention that for
Yeah,
quite a
well, I
while.
just like I said, I have the posters on my wall in my house, and I always just see the Pound on there, and I'm like, "Well, maybe he knows about it." 'Cause
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, it's like Santa Rosa, I think, for the win around here, as far as like the Bay Area counties go, because they're Sonoma County.
Okay.
But they, between Three Disciples and uh, Shady Oak Barrel Company, those that are just doing like every weekend there's punk rock or metal or something. And it's like there hasn't been a scene like that around here for a long time. Napa County's dry. Vallejo's, I mean, you got Chris's Club, and they don't really have a lot of punk rock shows, but um, Sonoma County definitely, Sonoma the city. That's where we played with Get Dead on Halloween.
Oh, it was on
I
Halloween
mean,
too?
it was the Saturday before, so it was like
Yeah,
2 days
yeah,
later.
it counted, but that dude, that had to be badass.
Yeah, it was a great time, man. I actually saw those guys. Took the kid to see those guys there the year before that,
Oh, yeah?
and that's where we met them. I think the first time, and it was a night of shenanigans, and Sam trying to sneak the underage kid into the club so he could see the show. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, good times. But that bar just closed. Scotty actually was the bar manager there, so he was like, "Let's do shows. Let's make this thing happen," And I was stoked about it. And then the owners sold it. And now
Oh.
it's no longer a punk rock venue.
We literally have one here now, like, it's, in Altoona, PA, it's called McGarvey's, but, like, I drive 45 minutes to it, and he has original music and stuff, pretty much all week, but, like, it's just
Nice.
that's it. But, like, otherwise, I'm driving 3 hours to Pittsburgh or 4 hours to Philly or you know what I mean? It sucks.
Yeah, there's a Pittsburgh, California, but it doesn't have anything except
That's funny because
wasted.
there's a California outside of Pittsburgh.
No shit.
Yeah,
I had
dude,
no idea.
there's even a California University is out there too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You learn
wild.
something new every day, huh?
Yeah, like, I live in a town of literally I think there's 2,100 people here.
No shit.
Like yeah, like, it's super small, like, like, we're mountain folk, you know what I mean? But when I was growing up, even there was, I wanna say 15, 20 bands around here, like, and now there's literally not there's a couple cover bands, and that's it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Kids nowadays like well, okay, real in my opinion, music isn't being made anymore. On at least on screen, on the mainstream. So kids aren't seeing it, and no kids want to be a rock star because there's no such thing as rock stars. Rock stars are a thing of the past. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as signing bonuses and limos and airplanes and all that shit. It's just not a thing. So kids see guys wearing like diamonds in their face and singing a terrible fucking song, but next thing you know, they're millionaires. And these kids are seeing that. That's what they're being exposed to. In the '90s, we were exposed to the grunge era and the punk rock. Skate punk thing was really a thing behind the scenes, and it's just different. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of that.
I never thought about it. Even, like, growing up when we did wait, how old are you?
37, I think.
Okay, I'm 39, but, like, growing up when we did, like, I don't know, even looking at I listened to a lot of '80s music when I was a kid because my parents did, but, like, think
Right.
about that, like, the guys were larger than fucking life, you know what I mean? Like,
It was crazy, right? If you were in a hotel, it was probably going to be destroyed, and
and
there was,
there's gonna be
there's
10,000 women in there and there's, like, drugs out the ass, like
fucking overdoses and all kinds of fun. Like,
yeah,
no, nothing.
I
Where's all
know.
that?
But, like,
All
I
the
you said,
Ticket Sergeant, where's mine?
but we grew up looking at that, so where, like you said, people are growing up looking at YouTube videos and
Dumb shit most of the time too. It's
oh,
like
dude, it's so dumb.
they watch kids play. Like, how are you gonna watch somebody else play a video game on?
Thank you.
Like, what the
Thank
fuck?
you. Like, I remember being a kid, like, somebody, I'd be at my grams or something, like, my cousins and all that are there. Somebody's got the Nintendo controller, like, I ain't fucking watching them playing, I'm just anxiously waiting for them to die so I can fucking play, you know what I mean? Like,
I
I
totally
just
know what you mean.
I can't imagine sitting there and, like, watching somebody play a fucking game, I don't get it.
And it was such a huge thing. And when I don't know who he was, some dude that got pretty damn famous, and I'm sure he made millions. He was like the biggest thing, and all the kids were like watching him play Minecraft or some shit. And I'm like,
I know what you're talking about.
it's already the most boring thing ever.
Oh.
And then you're gonna watch somebody else play it for fun? I don't get it. I just don't get it. We were out there like, let's see who can hit each other harder with the bigger stick. I mean, totally different times.
Yeah. Oh, man, I don't know. This world's definitely not what I ever expected it to be, that's for sure.
No, no. It seemed like it was going progressive through the '80s, '90s. And I mean,
Yeah,
from
it's
the
like
'60s on, it was just like getting more and more like, we're going backwards. I don't know.
that's
It's
exactly what I was gonna
ridiculous.
say, man, we're going backwards.
Yeah.
And like you said, it looked like we were really, like, I don't know, I almost the '90s are almost like the greatest era to me, just
Dude, I mean, it was cool to be on drugs and fucking doing stupid shit. Like, everybody was, if you saw somebody walking down the street with funny colored hair, you knew that you could relate on shit. It wasn't like, if you saw some, you know, guy with a skateboard and a mohawk and it was colored Purple or whatever. You know, you knew that you guys had shit in common. You could talk, and it was like that. But now you see that shit, and I mean, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you heard the latest MGK," or
Oh my
you know,
god.
it's not the same. It's
Yeah, I
not.
just found out that that dude, like, considers himself punk rock. Like, like, are you kidding me? I thought he was a rapper.
He thought, oh man, I don't know what he called out Corey Taylor of Slipknot, right? They had like a beef going.
Yeah.
That's
Did he call out Eminem too at one point?
yeah, which is even crazier, right? Because how are you gonna
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah, because like, that's the last person I'm gonna call out because like, he's obviously gonna drop shit on me and just make me look stupid.
Well, yeah, being a white rapper that came after you, like, how would you ever try to challenge the, that's taking a shot at the champ.
Yeah, like, I
Kinda
almost wanna
sad.
say that's why he went to punk rock or whatever he's doing, that pop punk or whatever the fuck it is because of fucking Eminem, because he was doing rap at first, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I've
That
heard some
makes
of
sense.
his stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too, is him getting fucking schooled.
Yeah,
But he was just around here recently, man, like, people, on Snapchat and stuff posted videos, and I'm like, paid hundreds of dollars for that. I'm just like, "Dude, no fucking way."
get it. I don't get it.
No.
I didn't no, I made sure my kid listens to like so much. He's like really into jazz right now. But at 19, right? But at the same time, he got like this encyclopedic knowledge of punk rock and like what year albums came out, what labels the bands were on, like, and not just punk, but like punk, fucking now jazz is his thing, grunge, everything from the 90s. It's just he's got this weird like affinity for cataloging all that. So
Yeah.
it's like Rain Man shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the jazz thing's cool, man, like, I don't know. I play, like, on the side, like, a lot of Ray Charles and dumb shit like that, but I dig it, man.
Well, my favorite album, to tell you the honest truth, out of every album I've ever listened to, my favorite album ever is Tom Waits, The Heart of Saturday Night.
Really?
Swear to God. Nothing better than listening to that on wax. I mean,
Mm,
it's every note is perfectly placed, and that is my all-time favorite album of all
yeah,
genres, everything.
yeah, like, I listened to a lot of, my mom growing up, Jim Croce,
Okay.
but yeah, like, it's his greatest hits album, but man, like that, like, front like, my mom just I remember playing it nonstop as a kid, like, that was good stuff. That's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, and my wife actually is super into that, and I mean, there's a lot of songs that I truly appreciate, and I of course know all of them, but it's just not really. Jim Croce was now give me Neil Young, give me Bob Dylan, give me fucking Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all that shit. That's but then it was like the Clash and Madness and the English Beat and fucking Fear. And my parents were fucking teenagers in the '80s, so you can imagine what I was exposed to from the time I was in my crib.
Yeah, so were mine, man. My mom had me when I think she was 19. Yeah,
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 no, yeah,
yeah,
it was first times.
yeah. What was I just gonna say? Oh, there was I just saw a stupid thing on Facebook, and it was like you pick 1 through 9, they had all these artists or whatever, but they were all dead ones, you know what I mean? It was like Cobain and blah, 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 but
Right.
Hendrix was on there, and I just looked at it, I was like, "There's no way you could not pick Hendrix on this fucking thing." Like, he would have been insane to see live, man.
So I was working on this house recently, right? For this big wig attorney. I think that's all I'm allowed to say about that. Anyway, so I'm moving this painting, and it's this fucking 4 by 8 foot painting above the mantle in the main like living room, and it's a painting of Jimi Hendrix, right? And I'm looking at all these signed fucking Rolling Stones, show flyers and all the crazy amounts of fucking rock and roll history in the house, right? And I'm moving this thing, and I'm looking at who's the artist. I don't remember what his name was, but I looked at his website, and the painting that I was holding of Jimi Hendrix was worth over $1 million.
Oh my god.
And I was like, fuck, man. Like,
So so one time, we were in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they have Jimi Hendrix couch in there.
but
We totally ripped a piece off of it and fucking ganked it, dude.
yeah. So check this out. You see right up there, the All Star guitar sign?
Yeah.
So that was a music shop here in town for like 45 years. Everybody, that's still alive that plays music nowadays has fond memories. Um, the owner ended up moving out to fucking Montana or Idaho or some shit. His son took it over, ran it to the ground basically, and then closed it. one day I'm going to get strings and I'm like, looking at my phone or something and go to walk through the door like always, waiting to hear the jingly bells and the door's locked. And I'm like, what the fuck? I look at my phone for the time before I look up to see that there's nothing inside the store. So then I turned around and saw a 6-foot ladder in my truck. And that's a piece of history in this town. And a lot of people are very envious of that sign. So
That's awesome. So you literally it was just empty, like, you just like,
it
just
was no, there was
no
nothing, not a single thing in the store. It was an empty room.
they
And
didn't
all
give it,
the
like, any heads up
stickers.
or anything?
No, no, at least I didn't hear about it. It was like I was there like 2 weeks prior too. So it
Yeah.
was just quick closed down. But towards the end they started selling a bunch of cheap shit anyway. It wasn't that good that store you could go find some old relic guitar, that you'll never find anywhere else that has some character. It was just all, Ibanez's and
I hate to say it, but, like, usually when somebody's kid takes over a business, it's like it's I don't know, even around here, like, it's usually fucking doomsday for it
yeah.
because the kid doesn't have the same passion as the parent did, you know what I mean? They're just kinda
Absolutely. And they
pushing
don't know
it.
the same amount of effort in starting it and building it up to what it is, right?
Right, and
You
they're just
weren't there.
handed it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference with working for something compared to, just hand it to you, like, I don't know, you appreciate things a lot more, I think, anyway.
That's totally true. My kid, man, I won't go into that story because if he sees this, he'll be pissed. But no, it's true. Like shit is worth more when you have to work for it. And that's not just to say like you should go to work and make monies, but it's like you're a girl, like you like her that much, you put in a ton of work, and if she decides to like you back, then it's like a reward, but it's not just going and getting
Yeah,
it for nothing, and then it just doesn't have any, you know, feeling in it. I don't know.
right, there's nothing behind it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
based on nothing.
Well, is there anything you wanna push or anything before we close this out? We're fucking
Yeah,
yeah,
uh, thank you for taking the time to watch me
no,
drink.
thank you, man, I'm sorry I came
But,
into this, like, kinda blindfolded too, so I apologize for that.
it's all good, man. Everybody should go check out Up Your Guts. Super, super dope band from Santa Barbara, down SoCal area.
Okay.
Um, actually, Jeb, who sings and plays guitar, he's got a podcast called Sounds Like Nonsense. They're super rad, and you guys should link up because that'd be fun to hear you both do your
Yeah, man.
thing. Anyway, they're a rad band. Obviously, Coffee with Lions is on the scope right now. So, right on Nick Wilson and Bridge City Sessions. Huge thanks to them for everything because they're rad over there and they just had a bit of misfortune. So, if anybody feels like it, you should go donate to the GoFundMe because they just got the old studio flooded out. I mean, the old studio that brought you things like, Get Dead Set, like uh, Days and Days, fucking. There's just been so many incredible performances on there. Amigo the Devil, all these bands, Bridge City Sinners, and anyway, super rad people. They deserve the help because they got flooded out and a bunch of equipment got thrashed.
Oh, that
Um,
sucks.
Yeah, totally sucks. 94 Records, obviously Aaron, he's, we're good friends. He's the guy that made this happen for us. Um, and yeah, Dead River Rebels, they're a cool band to check out for sure. We're going to be playing with them. Right to Remain from Santa Rosa. Me and the bass player Eddie have been talking about doing some stuff together because we're in the area, and there's just so many bands I could name. But other than that, yeah, no, Jimmy, thank you.
Yeah, listen, will you, where can they find Hemmed Up's music at?
You
Do
can
you have any
find see, I'm like plugging other people. You can find us on any streaming platform that you got, except I don't think Pandora, but Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube. The new videos just dropped through the Bridge City Sessions YouTube channel. Um, Instagram, I don't know. We're really bad at the social media thing.
Oh, dude, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I don't have time to fucking stare at my phone for that long.
I know, it's annoying.
And what I
Will you
do
send me
is
that guy's name and stuff after this? Will you message it to me or whatever?
yeah,
The
for
guy with
sure. For
the podcast.
sounds like
Okay.
nonsense.
Yeah, 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 because I'll forget it, man.
Yeah, for sure. I'll shoot you some information because you guys should link up. He's a great dude and does some fun stuff on the air. That was the last interview I did. So
Yeah, no, and I'm always interested. I just it's kind of like it works as a trail too. Like I meet you, and then like you introduce me to somebody. Like that's how it works. It's kind of cool just seeing where you end up. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. Well, and it was crazy. John made a good point about that actually on that podcast that he mentioned us. And he was just like, I'm just like, it's insane to think that, like, all of a sudden there's these people on the other side of United States that, like, I'm talking to about this thing. It's just, he had a real appreciation for it. And that's why I liked him from the gate. He was, seemed genuinely stoked to be doing what he was doing.
Yeah, no, he
So
is, man. Like he was definitely one I right off the bat I met him and I'm like, I fucking like this guy. You know what I mean? And
for sure.
him and I've been tight ever since. But yeah, no, like I said, dude, I thank you, and I'm sorry I came in as blind or whatever, and sorry about last night, but I appreciate you coming on.
All good, man. No worries. We'll talk again, hopefully. And I'll
Yeah,
send you some information for sure.
yeah. And if you need anything, information about the merch or whatever, too, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll link
Okay,
up. All right,
cool,
man.
man. Thanks. Take it easy.
Thanks. Later.
Later. That was Joel from Hemmed Up. Very cool, man. Very, very, very cool. Go check out the numerous bands. Like, fuck, man. Now I have a list of bands to check out when I get home. That's cool. Thanks to John Grove for getting this interview together. That was pretty cool of him. And I don't know. I'm going to do another one tomorrow night. And I'm thinking the other one. This is probably going to come out not this week, but next week because I want the other one for 50. But anyway, you know the drill. Buy the ticket, take the ride. See you next time.